It's obvious that the people didn't want it, and it's about communities, not about the corporates. And why has Bob Sincock and the council supported overseas agendas with the corporates and everything else and denied their own community? It's obvious from what we hear. They never put into the local Frankton. It should have supported Frankton with money and the businesses that we've got there, but it didn't. And also we had one councillor who suggested we have a biofuel race, which would have supported entrepreneurial pursuits in the city and alternative people, but they were totally against that. So to me, they're just for big business people with ideas that belong overseas. They're not for the community. And so I am definitely against the V8s.
Mr. Hennery.
Okay, you know, hindsight's a wonderful thing, and you've heard about it. Do you know when we got the V8s and they went out in the street with the TVs, there were so many proud Hamiltonians, you didn't get anybody talk against it. And I was very proud to be a Hamiltonian that day. I'm sorry it didn't work out, but I've got to tell you, some of the councillors didn't realise how it wasn't working out, because a lot of the figures that we were given were not collected. The deal we had first time up was a certain amount of revenue. And there's councillors here that I don't particularly get on with, but they'll agree with me, we did not get to know those figures till actually 3 years down the line, did we? We didn't get those figures. Look, we were going to get so much income, and we didn't know the second event, we didn't get that, until the third event when we didn't get that either. Look, in hindsight, I agree with you. It's been a bad deal for Hamilton. But what we're going to do, and I'm going to do it if you elect me, I'm going to work bloody hard for the next 4 years to make sure we get some of that money back, because that's all we can do. Julie Hardy may be a lawyer, but we've seen the contract, it's watertight.
What innovative ideas have you got to make Hamilton a more vibrant place?
Oh, goodness me. Well, I am an ideas person. That's why I'm standing. I've been in business for many, many years, but I couldn't get any satisfaction from making money. In fact, I found myself feeling totally without purpose in life, which is why I am standing to serve the community, which is what I want to do. I have ideas coming out my ears. It's just too much to talk about in a minute. I can't say, but all the things that the community recognises as problems, I see as wonderful opportunities to create jobs, to create opportunities for our people, to create new technologies, to create new businesses. Anything's possible.
Open up the river. I'd like to ultimately have our river face the city. Activities on the river. Let's bring the river back into the city. Art. I'm keen on art. I think that art represents who we are and it can make us feel good and look good. So those are the two main things for me.
I like what Tim wrote in here and actually represents me quite well. Hamilton deserves better management. I have extensive experience in local body politics. Also, I had something else to say. Hold on, the bell hasn't... How long do I have to answer this question?
You've got a minute. You've got some time.
Oh, I'm a very good ribbon cutter.
I think there are a large number of things that we need to do. We need to keep attracting new visitors into the city. We need to see new hotels built in the city. We need to see Claudelands well used so that it starts to attract a lot of people coming into the city to enjoy events here. We need to see more investment in hotels in the city, and we need to see more investment in offices in the city. I think we need to work with all of the members of our community to ensure, as I said earlier, that we enhance our environment so the environment, in fact, continues as we grow to be an attractive environment. People who come to the city repeatedly tell us how physically attractive this city is. That's something we need to protect as we go along into the future.
First of all, I'd like to revitalise the CBD and get the jobs going there, all the business people, and by less rates to businesses and overheads. Secondly, I'd like to inject a lot more money into art and have art dealing with serious issues instead of pretty art that denies the suicide rate and the trauma we have in our communities. Thirdly, I'd put together a united constitution and I'd go to all the maraes, all the communities, put in place free medical care, and I'd base it on the Treaty of Waitangi and also the sovereignty of the chieftainship. The tangata whena were sovereigns, and I'd unite all New Zealand together as one so we could start restoring and healing our communities. Thank you.
I think sometimes the best things that we've done, and I'm going to name one of them because Councillor Joe DeMeo talked and thought about the Christmas tree, and Gordon Chestham and myself got in and raised the money for that tree. We had a hell of a job to get our council to support us on that. That is community vitality. That is probably the 4 best weeks in Hamilton at the moment. So we need to do a few more things like that the community take ownership with, come out and be there. Because when people are out on the streets, you're safe. At the moment, people don't feel safe in Hamilton. So I think we've got to get tough. And I'll be a tough mayor on safety and crime. Because get hold of those, your city will be easier to use for you and be more vibrant because you won't feel afraid to come out at night time. There's so many people I've spoken to when I've door knocked on this campaign who said to me they wouldn't come into Garden Place after dark. That's a terrible indictment on our city, and it's an indictment on our council because this council turned down requests from the police for help not long ago because they wanted a vibrant city. So you've got what the council's done.
But we'll be back shortly with more from the Waikato Times Mayoral Forum.